Welcome.
Oh, hey.
Oh.
Oh, walio.
Welcome to another episode of the Back Catalogue podcast. This is the podcast where you've thrown me, and by I mean me, Apo, and my co-host / co-founder, Vincent. We dive into the Disney Plus streaming service and we tell you, the listener and the viewer, what is worth it and what is not. Now, as you can see, Vinny's in his formal work attire. You know, he's out there in those cubicles just tapping keys, right? And I look like I'm being like herding cows or something. I've just got them.
That's all right.
The checkers.
The checkers. The flanny.
The flanny.
The flanny. Flannelette shirt.
You know, this is like you would say that this is a formal flanny.
Yeah, that's right.
It's the FF style of the industry clothing. Shout out industry. But Vincent, guess what?
They're going to be like more heads coming to the studio.
There's going to be
because I've got like Gumtree deals going, Facebook Marketplace deals going. So we might be interrupted.
Bro,
No, I said to come after. Relax. That's all right.
But guess what? We're doing formal invitations on this show right now. Vincent, we're doing it.
We're doing it. Oh, this is the formal invitation.
Yeah.
We're not sending out letters?
No, we're not sending out letters. So listen
this
up.
letter that I've written, I've got to throw it out?
In the next couple episodes, not sure when, friend of the show, Ollie, is coming in. He's wanted to do Inside Out. So we're going to be doing Inside Out.
That's a good one.
The movie Inside Out.
Yeah, so next week?
Maybe next week.
No. Bro, this is the invitation.
Okay.
You don't be like, oh, bro, we've got a wedding. Like, it might be this Sunday, it might be next Sunday. It might actually be on the Tuesday. But, he wanted a formal invitation.
That's true. After that, friend of the show, Richard, he just wants to be here, you know? I don't know what he wants to do. He just says, hey, can I come past the stew?
That's dangerous.
So he's going to be coming past the stew. He might be only on AD.
He might just sit here for the entirety of the actual podcast.
Should we set up a third camera and he's just like this?
Yeah, we should. He's just shaking his head the whole time.
Hey, look, if you want private like viewings of the Back Catalogue podcast, like we'll do it. $50. $50.
Yeah, 100%.
That's cheap, man. That's like, don't worry about Cameo. We're giving you an hour of content for $50.
That's live.
See?
Also, are we recording over there?
Yes.
All right, cool. Make sure. No, because
I got so scared for a second. I was like, I've stuffed this up, haven't I? I've done it this time.
Hey, that's all right. You know,
but today, Vincent, you understand me? Today, we're doing 2019.
I feel like post-work recordings are always a bit off the rails, even more so off the rails. Like we were never on the rails.
We've never been on the rails. Jack was the closest we got to the rails.
Yeah.
He was the closest we got.
That's because he works with trains.
He's strictly on the rails.
He's strictly on the rails. That's right. He has to be on the rails. Because if he's not on the rails,
how's the train going to be? Exactly. Anyway, shout out Jack. Shout out the railway system here in South Australia.
Yeah, shout out the Gawler line that I think is still under construction or something.
Oh, I'd be there. He'd be doing things, wouldn't it?
At the moment, I don't think he's doing things.
Anyway, man, we're doing 2019's very own Avengers Endgame. Because, look, we were meant to do it a couple episodes ago, but the whole back catalogue changed. You know?
Yeah, we just threw spanners. Like there were spanners thrown in the works.
It's the back to front catalogue now. Like that's what we're doing. We've changed things up. But we're going back because we got to finish off Avengers Endgame because I think it's worth just talking about now. Because when else are we going to talk about it?
I don't know. Next week? No, because Ollie's coming on.
That's right. Yeah, Inside Out. So Vince, I'm going to give you some facts here just real quick and then I'm going to do something that's never been done on this podcast before. I'm going to tell you some of the topics that we're going to talk about ahead of time. So then I'm not spending like the whole time saying, look, and we'll get to that.
Actually, funny story about that. I was at the comic book shop yesterday and one of the ladies there, she's really helpful and like I always ask for recommendations because like, bro, I don't know what they're doing. There's like 600,000 comics.
What are you going to do? Yeah.
Like, you want Batman, but do you want the new 52 Batman? Or do you want the Rebirth Batman? Or do you want the Scott Snyder Batman? Like there's just too many Batman.
Bro, there's Scott Snyder Batman as well.
Scott Snyder, like Zach's mate. You know?
Shout out Zach, yeah.
But yeah, so she was talking about how, this comic was like not good because they were just like, yeah, no, okay, yeah, I get it, but we'll explain this like after. And I was like, yeah, that would be pretty bad, wouldn't it?
Were they saying in the same comic book or like in a different comic book?
No, in the same comic book.
Oh, bro.
Like saying like, oh, we'll get to that. And then, I don't know, she said it sucked, that comic book, anyway.
Don't let her listen to the Justice League Zack Snyder cut.
I was almost going to be like, oh, I've got a podcast. I was like, no, I don't have a podcast.
Especially like a comic book pod. Like if we do like the occasional comic book movie, you go into a comic book store, you're like, hey, we did Avengers. They're like, oh, sweet. We'll listen. We'll hear about it. It's like,
you're banned from the store.
It's just your face and my face for some reason. I've never been there before, but they got me on security footage and it's just like my face.
They got you on security footage. It's like some other random spot that you were. Or some other random shopping centre.
Yeah, dude. I'm just in Rebel Sports because that's where I hang out.
Yeah, Rebel Sports.
I'll just be like, you got any new shoes yet? And they're like, nah, we just use the same shoe stock for like ages. And we never have size 13s.
Bro, like you seen that boat in the canal? That's why our shoes are there.
That's true.
Yeah.
Man's just was like, I might just park this here, man. I'm burnt out. I'm quitting today. I'm parking this here.
I'm parking this here, bro. Get me a cold beverage.
Anyway, this has got the 8.4 out of 10 on the IMDb, Vincent. It's got the 94% on the Rotten Tomatoes. Right? This is the epic finale to the Infinity Saga. That is straight out the synopsis on Disney Plus.
Is that all it says?
No, it also says this dramatic showdown puts the Avengers against Thanos. And we're here. Now, Vincent, let me just say some things where I want to hear before I start saying, things that this lady specifically said makes a comic book horrible. And in this case, makes a podcast horrible, saying we'll get to that.
Yeah, so you're gonna get the comic,
I'll give you the rundown.
Topics.
Rundown. And look, if I didn't say we'll get to it, how would you have known? And was it like in the comic book, was it like, oh my God, Robin, you're dead? And Batman just looks at the comic book and he's like, but we'll get to how he died soon.
Similar to that. That's how she explained it. She said there was a whole bunch of time travel and then, they were like, oh, you must have questions about this. We'll get to that. Something like that.
Well, look, speaking of time travel, that's one of the topics. But first topic is I just wanted to explain like where the world is at. For those who haven't seen any of the things, brief introduction of where the world is at. Some of the characters that are left. Time travel. Now, I want to spend some time on Thanos and I want to spend some time on Fat Thor.
And you want to spend some time on Iron Man.
Yeah, and Captain America. But those are, Fat Thor is one that I've got a lot of things to say about.
You got a lot of things to say, I know, because you hinted at that last week, I think.
And then we're going to talk about the final battle and where to next.
Yeah.
It might not be in that order, but we'll get to that, all right? I had to hit him with one at least. Because maybe there was people that loved it.
You just got to cater to all listeners.
I'm just juggling, doing juggling acts over here. Like, what can I cater? Like, you want some sandwiches? Like, I'll do it. I'll eat sandwiches on this. We'll make this.
You've done that before.
I have, yeah, in one of our early episodes.
Yeah.
We'll do a mukbang podcast. We'll do it. The ones where they just eat. That's all they do. They got like big plates of everything. They just keep eating it. And people be like paying like $5 like a minute.
That sounds awful.
But $5 a minute.
That doesn't sound awful.
That's pretty good. All right, so Vincent, this is post, should I say, the snap. This is post Thanos getting all the Infinity Stones and saying, hey, look, half the planet, half life, all of you, or half of you, you're gone, right? So
also, just to be fair to Marvel and whoever's involved in that was one of the biggest things, just to have Thanos actually completing his task. Because initially when they were like, oh, the Infinity War or whatever is going to be 2 parts, you always thought it was just going to be spread over 2 movies.
Yeah, and it'd be one. Yeah,
but man, they really got us with that. Yeah, hey, you thought he wouldn't do it, but he did.
Yeah, no, because you're always expecting the superheroes to come out on top, regardless of what the situation is. It's always going to be, they're down in their luck. Then hey, something happens. Superman comes in, Captain America comes in, whatever. But this time it was you thought they had won it, and then
they lost.
You're doing these ones. Wait a second. Where to from here?
Bro, why Peter Parker dust? That's what I was doing.
Dude, I know I've said this already, and I think I said it in the Infinity War thing, but I just want to, every time I talk about the snap, I just have to bring up the fact that when we left that cinema, there was a lady that was saying, this is the thing that people don't talk about. What about all the mothers that got snapped and their babies were left to starve to death? And we're like, what in the...
I just saw Peter Parker die. I don't need this. That's all you were thinking.
You're just sitting there with like half your popcorn that you've just thrown in and you're like, did I just waste that popcorn on all the children that could have eaten it? Imagine thinking of all the babies that we could have helped with that popcorn.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't be feeding popcorn to babies, that's for sure.
That's true. But that lady, she just sticks in my mind. I don't even know what she looks like.
That lady.
But
you see her one day.
Oh, well, you know, there'll be, because, you know, there's going to be an Infinity War reboot.
Yeah.
There's going to be a remake.
There'll be a
at some
reboot
point.
in like 30 years.
And it will be like, not only will it be smell-o-vision, but you'll be in the movie.
Me?
Anyone who goes to the cinema.
I thought you were talking about me, like me, an aspiring actor.
Or you an aspiring actor as well.
Okay.
But as like a main play, like you'll be in.
It'd be like a choose your own adventure also.
Yeah, you'll be wearing a suit.
Yeah, you put them VR goggles on.
Got some haptic action going.
Man.
Dude, haptic is the way of the future.
Yeah?
Yeah, haptic.
Okay. All right, so what are we hitting first?
We're hitting where the world is at now.
Oh,
so
yeah, that's what we're
essentially
doing.
the snap. 50% of people, 50% of animals. Apparently it says, some people are saying, oh, it's also 50% of plant life. And it's like, well, then why did this man do it? You know?
Yeah, that the whole idea was for, you know, the Earth and the planets to regrow and whatever. But actually, to be fair, he was very vague in his...
Yeah.
He was just like, I just want to get rid of 50 heads, bro.
And he did,
like 50% of heads.
That's right. There's 100 heads in this room, bro. If there was only 50, I'd be so happy.
That's right.
And also, Mans did get stabbed with a hammer or an axe just before he made the click. So he probably wasn't thinking straight either. You know, he was probably like, shit, was I thinking the plants as well? Hey, man, look, I'll do it. Doesn't matter. Let's go.
What about the bees? Like, they're already declining in population. Should I?
But really, at this point, it's just the main players of the Avengers that are around. You know, you got your Captain America, you got your Black Widow, you got your Iron Man, you got Rhodey there.
You got all the OG Avengers.
All the OG Avengers, because this is their final hurrah. This is them saying goodbye to the event, or most of them saying goodbye to the Avengers universe, right? You've also got, you know, your Brie Larsons. What's her name again? Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel.
And you've got some of the people from Wakanda in the space as well. Like his bodyguard, Black Panther's bodyguards.
She's not in the movie at all. Right at the start.
Yeah, she's right at the start. That's it.
Yeah.
But those are the characters that you got. Look,
and
things
Rocket,
are looking pretty grim.
And Rocket and Nebula.
Rocket and Nebula. It's 5 years later. Things are looking pretty grim. Like for some reason, like there's still just cars parked. Like we got 5 years. You haven't like just been like, well, the keys are still in the ignition.
That's true because, well, for a lot of them.
Yeah. Oh, well, the ones that are in the middle of the street, like driving.
Yeah, but if there's no people driving on the street, then they're not going to be like, let's move the cars. You know?
Yeah, everyone's just doing walking now.
That's right.
Everyone's like, bro, I got Strava now. But I didn't know there was Strava.
I'm closing rings, bro. That's what they're doing.
Yeah, they just got Pokemon Go. They're like, look. We got to make them forget about what just happened. Bro, Pokemon Go, get it back going.
That would make a lot of people forget. Yeah,
because it was the most wholesome, you know, before 2020, which was like probably one of the most horrible years. Like there was a Pokemon Go year.
That was a big year for just humanity.
Yeah, a positive year.
You think the amount of steps that were taken in that year?
Imagine the amount of the rings that would be closed through Pokemon Go. Dude, I remember I'd go to like Semaphore where there was one of those, what is it?
Pokespots.
Pokespots.
Yeah.
And there'd just be heads there.
I remember because I went there with like some friends, not of the show, but just like friends of mine. Yeah. And we were there just spinning Pokestops.
That's wholesome, dude.
Catching like zigzagoons.
And were people crying?
I did not see one tear.
Were people smiling and laughing?
100%.
Pokemon Go, most wholesome thing you could do.
Pokemon Go.
Hey, we need something new. I don't know, like there's that Harry Potter Go idea where it's just like you go and then it's just like Jigglypuff and whatnot. Oh, that's from Pokemon. You know, those you're crossing the streams. Hey,
that's
with those
all right.
sort of
Don't
words,
worry about it. Don't worry about it. That's all right. Anyway, we're here and
we're here.
And we're in Scott Lang appears. Ant-Man.
Yeah, well, we're not going to get into like all the basic, but Scott Lang is here.
He was probably one of my favorite characters in this movie.
Yeah,
just because he's hilarious.
Dude.
But he's hilarious because he's a bit of an idiot.
But also like he's Paul Rudd and he knows like comedic timing and all that business. I will say he is hilarious and like I will watch as many Paul Rudd Ant-Man things as I can. I even remember when they did the Ant-Man. It was the trailer and it was just him and Michael Douglas just saying Ant-Man.
Oh, yeah. We're doing that.
Slapping on the knee.
Yeah.
But I will say my favourite, because we'll get into the characters now, my favourite character is probably Smart Hulk.
Smart Hulk, yeah.
He's not my favourite character of all the Avengers, but like in this movie, just the initial of him just being a celebrity, being the Hulk, like taking photos with heads, just eating so much food.
When
Scott Lang has got the burrito.
When Ant-Man's got the taco.
Yeah.
And they come out in the ship and his taco gets like blown away and the Hulk gives him one of his and just like walks off.
And the best is the Hulk's got it and it's like this big.
Yeah.
Like a mini taco, right? Just a little cute taco. He gives it to him. It's like a handheld, right? I should also say we're going to talk about the hits as well. We're going to talk about our favourite bits of this film.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
But the one thing that I didn't like about this movie from the top, now you'll figure out if I like this movie or not later, but the one thing that I didn't like about this movie from the top was that there were some serious scenes. So Tony Stark was like, he was out in space.
Yeah, right at that was the start? No, yeah. Hawkeye was the start bit.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And Tony Stark was out in space, like emaciated, ready to die, right? And then he got saved by Captain Marvel, got brought back to Earth. That scene has a lot of emotion in it because this man's been out there. He's realized he failed, the Avengers failed, and he's angry about it. And also, he's not thinking straight because he hasn't eaten properly.
Dehydrated. Yeah, that's right.
That's right.
Malnourished.
The reason I didn't like that was because there was the anger between Tony Stark and Captain America, which has been built over the course of all the movies that have happened. But then it's like, hey, Rocket Raccoon, I thought you were Build-A-Bear. Like, he's just cracking jokes in between it.
Yeah, but that is him as a character, I think.
Yeah, I know it's him as a character, but that's the whole movie. That's everyone, which we'll get into Fat Thor as well. But that's everyone. Everyone's like, bro, this is the worst day of our lives. And it's like, but Dairy Queen's got the new Hulk Sunday, bro. Let's go. There's always a joke. And I understand because you have to cater to everyone. But
like this podcast.
Well, yeah, like this podcast. We try to cater to everyone, but then it's just like, only the brave listen to this. Like, you have to be brave to listen to this.
That is true. You're all warriors.
You're all warriors, man. We appreciate you. And we hope you appreciate us. And if you don't, leave a comment below and like and subscribe on YouTube. But I know it's like a quality of Avengers movies and they need to be able to cater to people who just come in there for lights. They come in there for fight scenes. They come in there for laughs, right? Which I like to experience as well. I like all those things. Lights, fight scenes, laughs. That's my three. Like, if you tick them off, I'm going to be okay.
You can throw an oversized being in there.
Oh,
that's extra points. That's bonus points.
Yeah. We're big fans of oversized beings on this point, and we'll do King Kong versus Godzilla at some point because we need to.
Correct.
And we need to watch it.
And we need to eat the burgers from Carl's Jr.
Yeah, we do. On live on air while we're doing it.
Live on air, that's right. We'll do some mukbang.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll get clicks, $5 a minute. But Vincent, was there any character that you thought in this movie stood out to you or was underplayed in this movie?
Underplayed?
Or stood out or that you'd enjoyed from this movie? It doesn't need to be underplayed.
What did I enjoy? I mean, yeah, like I said, Ant-Man's probably one of my top ones.
Do you think, did you feel the Hawkeye story? Did you feel it? Did you enjoy his hair?
That was one thing. Man's they got a lot of time to do hair and makeup.
They do.
Hawkeye, that's a pretty styled hairdo.
Oh, you're saying that he
himself
spent a lot of time doing it.
Yeah.
I was thinking that you were saying that he should have spent more time doing it.
Oh, no.
Because that man should have spent more time just shaving that all off.
Yeah, I didn't think it was as bad as
the memes made
a lot of the memes make it. I think they also toned it down from the trailers.
They did.
Because I remember in the trailers it was like a mane on one side. You know?
Yeah.
Like he was going Hawkeye and then he was like going against Donald Glover as Simba in The Lion King.
That's absolutely
what
he was doing.
That was what he was auditioning for.
Yeah.
But no, I don't know. The Hawkeye story, like I like Hawkeye as a character and I liked him in Age of Ultron. I like that bit where it was like him and his family.
Right, yeah.
That was Age of Ultron, wasn't it?
That was, yeah.
That was. But I don't know. It was a bit like, yeah, I get it. And then I think it was good, but it wasn't like a standout
the Hawkeye
feature for me.
I'm excited to see what this Hawkeye TV show will be. Because he's a cool character. We've talked about this, how like he's a real cool character.
Yeah.
But he's made out to be just a fool because he's like amongst all these like super beings.
Nah, he's a cool character.
Dude, if you can shoot an arrow accurate, regardless of if you can do superhero things as well, I'm on your side. Like if you're at the Olympics, I'll watch archery. I'll do it. I'll watch it for you. You know, if you can shoot a bullseye like 7 out of 10 times, I'm there.
That's talent.
That's talent. And I'm not, yeah. So I look, I wanted more from Hawkeye because there was some cool things, like for example, him in, I mean, it wasn't actually that cool in the way they did it, but him in, I think it was in Japan.
Oh yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I'd love to see more of that, like his whole story of being in Japan, just being Ronin.
Ronin, yeah, that's right.
And just killing folk. Taking vigilanteism to the next level and just straight up murdering folk for doing the wrong thing. And then it's like, hey, am I doing the wrong thing? Nah, I'm doing it with good intentions, bro. Yeah. He's got some guy there like, please, no. He's like,
should I do it? Nah, bro, this guy sucks.
So I'm going to quickly get into Thor in this movie.
Yeah, this will be the rest of the episode.
This will be the rest of the episode because I got rants to do about this.
You got rants. Go on, hit us with it.
So Thor in this movie, he's upset, very upset.
Yeah, and there's not 15,000 on his neck that's like disrespectful to him.
Not like Drake, because Drake will be upset by that.
Drake will be upset. Thor's just upset in general.
And who's putting like money on Drake's neck? Like, what's the point of putting money on Drake's neck? What? Because he roasted Meek Mill. Well, they've made up now. They're friends now. You know, they did go on bad together.
That's exactly right.
Exactly. So you know, if you have someone out there that you're not getting along with, just know redemption.
Yeah, just make a song with them. Yeah.
Make an absolute song with them. But Thor is completely depressed. His family, or the family that he knows about,
he lost pretty much everything. Yeah.
Right. He considers himself to be the reason that Thanos won, because he didn't go for the head, which is one of the last lines in Infinity War.
Yeah.
So different people deal with grief and loss in different ways. And some people do put on a lot of weight, which is what happened to Thor, right?
And he locked himself away.
That's right. Playing video game, literally playing Fortnite.
Yeah.
Which was a hilarious scene when he's like,
that was hilarious.
Got all the boys in there playing Fortnite. In
like
a dark
Korg, bro. Get Korg into these movies more.
I remember there was always this like Looper. You know Looper on YouTube? It's like Looper, like Watch Mojo.
Yeah,
They'll do top 10. And it's like top 10 characters you don't know have a bigger role in the next movie. Like when Endgame was coming out and it had Korg on there. I was like, dude, they're giving like big things to Korg. And it's like, no, Maz was just playing Fortnite in this movie.
Hawaiian shirt.
In a Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I agree with the Thor. It's fine to do a bit of comedy stuff at the start. Oh, that's fine. But there needed to be a scene in there where there was some sort of like dealing with what he did. Because there was the thing with his mum, but that was just like.
But she was like, get out there, you chubby bugger. Like she squeezed him on the belly, I reckon. And she said, get out there. Like, I don't know what she did. No, I think she did.
No, she said something like, like we can't always succeed at who we are. You just
can't always succeed at that
kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
Which is fine.
That's right.
Which that was, maybe just a little bit more.
Like essentially the thing that she was trying to say is that like success doesn't mean that you're not worth. Like in his case, he's wanted to be worthy. Success doesn't mean that you're not worthy. Failure doesn't mean that you're, a loser. It just means that that's a hiccup. That's a bump in the road. You can continue to progress from that. But there was nothing to do with that. He he didn't need to become skinny Thor. Like, I didn't need him to go back to like shredded Chris Hemsworth.
No.
Like, we all need to see Chris Hemsworth like not looking like Chris Hemsworth just to make ourselves feel better.
That's right. For all male, just like in general, self-confidence.
So we don't get no dysmorphias over here because you could. Like, you see too many big guys on your screen, that's what you want to be. And like, you know, I see it and I go to the gym and I'm like, actually, man, I'm going to cut back on this gym stuff, you know? Like, I forgot it was hard.
You're like, man, maybe I've been here too long. It's like 3 a.m. and there's like one dude on reception be like, leave, I have to go home.
But I think that when we're like, I know that this is a movie that's marketed to everyone. We said this before. It's a movie that's marketed to everyone, not just, you know, adults who like comic book movies. It's marketed to kids as well. Kids should be able to go in and watch this. Kids should be able to go in and take their, you know, their dad and mum into there who hate these things and be like, hey, look, I'm sitting down here for 3 hours saying no words. And dad and mum are just like, bro, I love the Avengers. They go and be like, man, this movie's going to suck. And then they go in there, it's like, well, hold on a second.
My kid's not talking. It's a miracle.
Avengers for 3 hours equals silent children. This is a godsend.
And then you get in and you hear like, and then you realise your kid's one of them like clappers in the movies.
Yeah.
Like just clapping at things. It's just like,
I want to talk, when I finish Thor, I want to talk about our experience of watching this as well in the cinemas.
Okay.
Because I wish it was a little bit different. But I think that they needed to address the fact that Thor was not in a good space. Not just refer to him as, what's that man's from that movie? The Big Lebowski. Right?
Yeah.
They were just he was literally the butt of all the jokes. There was a serious element where you thought, okay, now they're going to talk about it. But then it was like, oh no, bro, look at you.
oh, you're fat, bro.
Oh, wow, you're fat, bro. Like, it's like schoolyard humor as well. It went away from being like actual comedy to being like just some kid in the thing saying like, you're fat. And it's like, bro, I just ate lunch. Like, I've just got a bit of a pot belly. You know, when there was that kid there's that skinny kid who just, they call everyone fat. And it's like, I'm Greek. I got like all these sandwiches in my lunchbox. I got just a whole smorgasbord of food. And I'm like, maybe.
You got like a whole tray of moussaka. Like your mum just giving the whole tray.
And she's like, share it with your friends. They'll love it. But I used to see people with tiny teddies and I'd be like, what in the world?
What in the world is that?
What is this? What's this packet chips? Like, I never used to get packet chips. I used to get like schnitzel sandwiches, like double layered.
Oh man, but those schnitzel sandwiches look good.
They're goat level like sandwiches.
Far out. Your mum still pack you them?
No, I'm sad my mum doesn't pack me my schnitzel sandwiches anymore.
It's a shame. You reckon if I asked her, she'd make me one?
Would your mum make me those salmon sandwiches, bro?
Salmon sandwiches?
Yeah, remember the smoked salmon sandwiches they used to do? Bro used to rock and smoke salmon sandwiches with that nice bread.
Absolute. Yeah, 100%, bro.
We'll do a tray.
We'll do a tray, yeah.
But I wish that was addressed more. And I hope, I mean, it won't be addressed at any other point because why would it? Why would they go back and be like, actually, the things we said about Fat Thor, let's actually refer to him as overweight Thor and we're going to just change all this. They're not going to do that.
No, they're not.
But that was a good opportunity to do it and they missed out on it.
They just needed, like I said, the part with his mum, that was some of it. Maybe need a little bit more.
Yeah. And also like his mates could have like lifted him up a bit.
Yeah, that's right. It could have been also, that's I was just about to say that. Like, yeah, okay, his mum was doing that. Yeah, that's good. But, you know, that's meant to be his family, the Avengers kind of thing, you know?
Imagine if his mates were like, hey, like your family's gone, but like this is us. We're together.
Yeah.
Like, we'll hold each other up regardless.
Yeah, even if you like 600 pounds, we'll hold you up.
Imagine the tears. Imagine the tears in your eyes if you were hearing that and you're like, that's right, bro.
I know. Camaraderie, bro.
Camaraderie is the key to like tears in my eyes. So I was just going to say our movie going experience wasn't the best because like no one was clapping.
That's the
and
best
I would have
for me.
enjoyed clapping.
That was the best. It was silence and I was just like there smiling, me to ear.
Dude, all I want to hear is when like, you know, like when we were in Infinity War, when Thor came in to Wakanda and everyone was like, woo! Oh, dude, I was like, yeah. I was about to give a standing ovation. I was that excited. I thought we were at the sports, man. I've said this is our sports.
I thought I was at the sports.
I thought I was at the sports game.
Is this the sports? Is ESPN covering this?
Could I have 2 tickets to the sports thing? Bro, which one? What do you want here? But no, I didn't enjoy that experience as much. And there's there's one specific part which, when we get into the final battle scene, there you understand why. You understand why. Vinny's giving you a bit of a hint there. You understand why. So I want to talk about Thanos, because Thanos in this movie is not the Thanos that we knew from the first. Because this is old. This is like in the past Thanos.
2014 Thanos.
Yeah. Because we should get into the fact that there's a whole lot of time travel in this movie. And how much sense does it make?
The best part of all that time travel stuff was Rhodey and Ant-Man being like, this is why we shouldn't do this, because like Back to the Future, we talk like every single pop culture movie, like Star Trek, all this, Star Wars, whatever. No time travel in Star Wars.
Yeah, Star Trek, you're correct.
Star Trek, I said Star Trek.
Yeah.
And that was hilarious. And the Hulk was just like, bro, this isn't a movie. Like, what do you think this is?
But also, that's our understanding of time travel. Movies.
That's right. And now someone will be like, the Avengers Infinity War, and they'll be like, bro, well, you've thrown a spanner because now we've got two different,
We've got two different things. But also that's it. See, the fear that was brought to many people from Back to the Future of, you get into a car, you go back to the future, or you go back to the past, and just looking at your hand, it's fading because your mum and dad aren't kissing on the lips.
Not the cheek, the lips.
You're like, oh my God, bro. Like your hand starts going away. But I think the time travel is, I'm fine that they didn't have to make it.
No.
It's a movie.
Time travel obviously is, at least at this point in our human race.
Elon? No, don't. You've done enough. I don't want you doing anything more, because I don't want to have to like bow down to you at some stage.
Yeah.
Because that's what that man's going to do. Like Grimes is going to make the new national anthem, and it's going to be like Elon Musk. And it's just going to be like Elon Musk. Like that's what it's going to be.
She makes some like weird music. Eh?
Yeah. Like you got your name Grimes. Like you're going to make weird music. Unless it's grime music, then it's good stuff.
That's true.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway. So we don't have to be like, we're going to explain time travel perfectly. Like Tony Stark says a bit like, bro, I've got like the Mobius strip. Like this particle's in this spot, but should have been in this spot. Like you got to ride a bike up it like Tony Hawk. He rides skateboards, but anyway, like you didn't have to do anything else.
Yeah, but to do time travel, he has to ride a bike. That's why that man's never rides a bike.
Ah, okay. Because he was like, I don't want to give Elon even more
power. Yeah.
That's right. Because he knows that if I'm riding bikes up Mobius strips.
But that's the best thing is he's just like doing these ones. Grabbing things and like, I'll figure it out.
That's all he does. Yeah, he's like, yeah, quantum mechanics, bro. Why do none of you get this? You just... This one here and this one here.
Dude, I got love for that in a movie because we understand what time travel means. We understand it. We understand that it's going back in time.
Yeah, we don't need the technicalities. This is not a physics lesson.
You can change it. That's fine. If you want to change it and it like affects what's going on now, 100%.
Back to the future,
Back to the future. But their reasoning for going back was because Thanos had destroyed all the Infinity Stones.
Yeah.
So they had to go back to each individual space where there was an Infinity Stone in the past. Which leads to some very cool adventures.
Yeah.
Yeah, and some quite mediocre adventures as well.
Yeah.
Like, for example, Tony Stark and Captain America going back to, like, the 60s.
That was, yeah.
That was just like, oh my God, my dad's here. Let me talk about, like, fatherhood and stuff.
Yeah, there was a whole, Tony Stark is just...
This was really the final hurrah to Tony Stark and Captain America.
Yeah, but Tony Stark, he just... They try so hard to make him like the hero of everything, but he's not a very good guy.
We've talked about this on this podcast before, and we stand by the statement that Tony Stark is the worst.
Yeah, 100% the worst.
Out of all of them, he does nothing good, and then he makes up for it, and then everyone thinks he's the best. I got into an argument at Wing It, of all places, a sports bar that sells mediocre wings, in my opinion. But like trying for yourself before I like downgrade this place. Like, I don't want people coming at me in the comments, but I do. If you want to comment down below, please do. But I was having an argument about who was the best Avenger, which is a hard one to do.
Well, someone was saying Tony Stark was the best Avenger.
Someone's saying Tony Stark.
It's Captain America every day of the week.
That's what I was trying to explain, man.
Man's picked up the hammer.
That's one of my things. I was like, bro, he's worthy. You know?
Yeah, how can you argue with that? Tony Stark, bro, he blew up like Sokovia.
Blew it up.
He created Ultron, blew up all these other heads, sold weapons, like did all this dumb stuff, then was like, bro, I'll like fix it a little bit. And then he's a hero.
And
like he kills himself at the end. Well, you know, he sacrifices himself.
Yeah.
Like, bro.
We should say spoilers as well. We forget to say spoilers at the start. We've spoiled everything for you, haven't we? Bro, I can't wait for this spoiler-free review of Avengers Endgame. Someone goes in like, hey, why are there all these spoilers in it?
Hold on. I've waited until this review to watch before I watch the movie.
The issue is as well that the reason, one of the reasons why I think he's the worst is that, I mean, his suits are cool. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, he does cool stuff.
He does cool stuff.
I love the movies that he's in.
Absolutely. You know, Iron Man 1's like one of the GOAT tier superhero movies. But
I feel like sometimes he's the the top dog in the movies just because he's the first one.
Yeah, and everyone was like hyped.
Yeah. So I think they feel that the audience has a special place in their heart for Tony Stark. But I don't. I couldn't care less. Like they could have killed him in Civil War and I would have been like, yeah, good.
Yeah, he probably deserved it. And the reason I think that he would deserve it is because whenever he changes something or changes his opinion on something or you know, tries to work at something a bit better, it's not because he's realized that he was wrong. It's because he feels bad about it.
Yeah, it's all by guilt.
Yeah.
Basically for him, you know, doing the Mobius strip stuff.
Yeah, it's just guilt. He's like, bro, I wish Tony Hawk could use a bike. Is that why he's guilty?
Yeah, that's right.
That's why he's guilty.
Also, the only company in this post-blip world that must have done well was Audi. Because you've seen the freshest vehicles.
They're still making them, man. Maybe they're using that. Maybe that's why the cars are still on the road because they've just stripped all the cars to make fresh vehicles.
Yeah, that's right. Like they've consumed all the other car brands and it's only Audi.
Yeah, absolutely. Because they got some fresh new age Audis.
Yeah.
Which I mean is the issue with I know this is not post-apocalyptic as such, but when we get into post-apocalyptic movies where they got the newest Hyundai, I remember The Walking Dead.
I was about to say The Walking Dead. They rock up with this brand new Hyundai.
It's 2013. They rock up with a 2014 Hyundai sports wagon. You know,
but the thing is, the Audis are prototype Audis.
That's right. Yeah, that's because if Tony Stark's driving, he's not going to be driving just your regular old Audi.
I know, but also Captain America comes in with prototype Audi.
Yeah, and he wears some good, man. Captain America just wears he looks good in his
hair
his
was fresh as hell in this movie. Fresh. He's the best Avenger.
He's the best Avenger.
He doesn't have a weird goatee situation, you know.
Looks good with a beard. Looks good without one.
Oh, bro, when he had a beard in
Infinity War.
Oh my goodness,
bro! Chris Evans, man,
bro. But when he appeared, okay, that's a different movie. When he appeared out of that train,
dude, I could show you that scene and be like, well. Case closed.
Case closed. That's right. I don't have to show you the hammer.
That's the best Avenger right here.
Far out. Anyway, what's next? What do we got to cover next?
We talked about Thanos a bit. I don't really care about Thanos that much, but in this one, he is fueled by rage, which is good to see. He's angry because these guys thwarted his plan before he could even make the plan.
Yeah.
Which is amazing because they go back in time and Thanos somehow finds a way to understand what they're doing through Nebula.
Through Nebula, yeah.
But
very convenient that all the clips that Nebula shows him are oh, bro, this is exactly what has happened in our reality. This is exactly what we're doing.
Yeah, it's
perfect timing.
Previously on.
Yeah,
that's what they've done for Thanos.
Yeah, recap. That's right. Yeah, and he's like, I need to skip the opening credits. I've seen the recap. Skip the opening credits.
But yeah, no. So Thanos is.
It would have been better if he was just in a room with Nebula and be like. Yeah, fast forward. Hold on. No. Fast forward. Just him and that Squidward looking dude.
Oh, dude. And I think one of his lines is along the lines of, initially I when I first met you, I was trying to help, but now I just want to kill you all.
Yeah, because he was saying, now I see that the half that should be thriving is actually, just mad at me. Why would they be mad at me? They should be thriving. And which is dumb.
What do you need loved ones for? What you have loved ones, bro? I got Squidward here. He's all I got. He's all I need.
Get you a Squidward and you'll be fine. But no, that's So then he goes, I'm going to just destroy everything and like build up a universe myself. Like that just seems like a lot of work.
It does seem like a lot of work. It does seem like a lot of work.
You got to think of all the different beings you got to create.
Yeah.
And at that point, are you still creating the same ones? Are they just going to be the same? Or do you have to come up with different ones? Like the people that create new Yu-Gi-Oh cards. But you know how many Yu-Gi-Oh cards there are? They're coming up with different monsters every week.
It's like off-white magician. Like that's what it is now, you know?
Off-white magician. Yeah, he's got like the off-white like X and stuff.
Yeah.
All the branding. And he's got a staff. That's it.
I want to talk about one of my hits in this. And one of my hits is while they got the Avengers are going back in time, when they go back to New York during the battle in New York, and the
Staff.
the scepter, Loki's scepter is in Avengers Tower. I think Avengers Tower?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it was Tony Stark's like tower at the time, but anyway. And when they go in there, Captain America is in there wearing the suit that he was wearing during the time, and they're all wearing the same suit so they can fit in. But the fight between Captain America and Captain America was hilarious. But
I can do this all day. Yeah. I know, that's the best.
Dude, that was amazing. Just because, of course, you're going to say, because I mean, we should also say that this movie is all about throwbacks. This is just to be like, you've sat through so many movies. Congratulations to you.
It did it so well, though.
It did, yeah.
To just, you know, what's the word? Like, finish everything.
To conclude everything. Yeah. Yeah.
To wrap everything up while still, I mean, they didn't even have to leave anything because there's always more stories, you know? Like we said, there's like 6 million comic books.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they wrapped everything up so well, which would have been so damn hard to do.
It would have been hard to do, but also they not only wrapped things up well, but they gave the people who had been invested a little bit of a, you know, what was the word? Like a reward for doing all the hard work of watching a movie, which is not really that hard.
All the hard work.
But my favorite bit in that is when he's in the elevator with all the guys who are
Hydra Blakes.
They're Hydra, but at this point they're not known as Hydra.
Yeah.
And Steve Rogers just goes, "Hey, Hydra." It's like one of the dude's ears, and the guy's like, "Oh, yeah, he's the scepter, bro." Because you assume it's going to be they're going to have the fight like in
Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier, but they do the old Hell Hydra, and I was like, dude, that, and I reckon that at least got a laugh from us.
Yeah.
Maybe the second time we watched it. Did we watch it twice together?
I don't know.
I reckon we watched it twice in the cinemas.
Maybe we did.
Yeah. We definitely watched Infinity War multiple times.
Yeah, bro, that was bad.
That was good, though.
It was bad.
That was bloody good, though.
It's bad for my emotions.
But I think that was, that time was one of my favorites. And we get the line from Paul Rudd, who is like us in this movie, in which he loves Captain America.
Yeah.
Where he says, "That's America's ass." But that's probably one of my hits. And the other hit is during that battle in New York, when Hulk goes.
I was going to say, that's got to be one of them. He's like, oh, he sees himself from old, and he's obviously just the Hulk.
Oh yeah,
not
yeah.
Dr. Hulk.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's like, oh, okay, I better smash some things. And he just like hits some car and just throws a bike somewhere. Like throws the bike up the Mobius strip, you know, Tony Hawk's there. Hilarious.
But also when he goes to like the Sanctum Sanctorum.
Oh yeah, that's killer. That scene.
And he meets
what's her name? Tilda Swinton.
Whatever
the Sorcerer Supreme at that point.
Yeah.
Bro, that's unreal, because as soon as she realizes Doctor Strange like willingly gave away the stone.
Because that's the thing that gave me big goosebumps.
Oh, that gave me goosebumps just then.
Yeah, that hurt.
It's like he's the best of us.
Yeah. Oh man.
She doesn't have to think twice. She's just like, it's
Here's
yours.
The stone. Yeah, because he was looking for the time stone at the time. But and once she realized that Doctor Strange gave it away willingly, she was like, if he's done it, there must be a reason. There must be a reason. Man, Tilda Swinton also.
Oh,
put her in everything.
Honestly,
we said it about Idris Elba last week.
Yeah. What was the other Tilda Swinton that she was in? Oh no, there was a movie we talked about at some other point. Doesn't matter.
We talked about The Dead Don't Die.
The Dead Don't Die, but occasionally they do.
They do, yeah. But those are my hits. You got any hits that you want to put in before we get into this final battle?
Before we get into this,
Because we're at final battle time almost.
Yeah, we are. I don't think I've got any more hits. I'll probably remember something after. I didn't write any notes for this movie because I just watched this. I watched it again this week.
You watched it again? Yeah.
Yeah. Even though I only watched it like a few weeks ago. But man, it's so good.
It's a brisk, I should say, not brief, but a brisk 3 hours.
Yeah. I like Rocket Raccoon in this movie. I like Rocket as a character.
Yeah. I just like that Thor calls him Rabbit. Like that's too funny for me. Like you call him an animal another name, but that's too funny. That's my humor. You've touched a place which I never knew you'd touch, you know? But yeah, Rocket, go on. What's the deal with the raccoon for you?
The raccoon. I don't know. He's just funny because he's. What are you looking at?
I was just looking back there for a second.
I think he's just a funny character. I don't have anything else to say.
Well, him in Asgard when they're like chasing him, and they're like, "Get the rabbit!"
Yeah,
that's hilarious.
I think that might have been what I was talking about. Yeah. The other thing I really liked was when Nebula and Rhodey were in Morag or whatever, and the music from the scene before went into like Quill singing, and he was singing, and then it went back to like just him. Singing out loud without the music, and Rhodey and Nebula just looking at him like, so he's an idiot. That was hilarious.
That was good. It was, and those were like awesome throwbacks as well.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but should we get into the final battle? Vincent?
Get into the final battle
because it is time. This is when Thanos from previous years, from the past,
because Nebula time travels.
Yeah,
the whole ship.
Yeah, she does some business, but. Thanos and the whole crew, his whole army.
The whole ship.
Is
there.
Yeah.
Which he houses the army on his ship.
That's why it's such a big ship.
That's a huge ship.
But also wasted space in that ship. Remember that room where it's just like a big room with one chair in it?
Oh, yeah. He's just got a one chair. It's not even a comfortable chair.
Got like ridges and stuff on it.
That's like the Game of Thrones chair.
Like, why don't I want to sit on swords?
Like, at least put a cushion there.
Yeah.
Surely. You get some cloth.
But in those days, see, that's the thing. In those days, you could have slept on a wet board and it would have been like, bro, this is comfort. Like, I've never seen such comfort.
This is high society.
Everyone else sleeping on the ground. I'm on a wet board, bro. Look at my back. Look how straight it is. But Thanos comes and attacks the new Avengers
after the Hulk.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They do get all the stones.
They get their stones.
Don't they? Yeah.
They get all the kidney stones and they get everyone's back.
Everyone's back. But not at that point.
Well, yeah, because Hawkeye gets a thing from his wife. He gets a phone call from his wife. He's like, hello? And then Thanos just like missiles.
He rains down.
He rains down.
On these fools.
Like not regal rain, just like missile rain.
Yeah, I don't really know what regal rain is either.
Regal means like royal.
Like rain. R-E-I-G-N. That's spelling, right?
That's spelling.
That's correct spelling. Yeah. So this is look, we talked about this. We talked about the fact that there's some issues with a lot of these big finale fight scenes in the fact that it's just like, let's throw everything in there.
No, this is the best.
But for this one,
this is the best. This is actually the best.
I'm a hypocrite. I've said it before on this podcast, but I'm a hypocrite. I'm going to stay, spitting out hypocrisy.
Oh, yeah, but you do that. Like that's your thing.
That's my thing. I'm going to have hypocrisy on my shirt. You pay $50 for it because it will look cool. It'll be like upside down with some of the letters,
Yeah, that's fashion as well.
That's fashion. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And Zara will steal that, sell it for like $15. Then you'll go out of business. Unfortunately,
H&M will get me as well. They'll get me, bro. All these
fast fashion houses,
man. But initially, the three key event, like the three big boys, head off to face Thanos.
It was good to see the main Avengers as like the core group. Yeah. Also, Black Widow gets thrown.
I was about to say she's dead. She's dead. Because I was going to say, why wasn't Black Widow? I was like,
Black Widow.
She dead.
Yeah,
she's dead.
She's dead.
Yeah. They would have won if Black Widow was there because she would have just got a handgun and just shot the dude in the head.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean?
100%.
Like what? You can like bite bullets now? Like what's going on, Thanos? Like you can take bullets to the head? I didn't think so, brother. All right, so...
Yeah, I think that one of the best things about this, war scene essentially is that you go through little bits of every character that comes back.
Yeah. That's right. They show like as in each of the characters that come back from the snap.
Yeah, and there's also the fact that you have the Infinity Gauntlet or the one that they make being, trying to keep it away from Thanos.
Yeah, because their goal is to, kill this man and send him back, but also
they're playing piggy in the middle.
They're playing, yeah, that's right. If he gets it, he's going to snap and cause everyone to die, and he'll create the new universe. But if he doesn't, obviously, good things, Well, of course. But there's so many good shots in this, and just good little things. And we'll talk about obviously Captain America picking up the hammer, but I wanted to talk about the scene when all their luck is out. When it's at this point, it's just Captain America there, and half his shield is broken.
Oh, that's the one of the best.
And it's just this shot of him,
and he's got a cut on his arm, and he straps up his shield, and the shield's half is not there.
Yeah, and it's just him, just him by himself. Well, I mean, there's
that was a really good shot. I really like that shot because it was just Captain America. You could see on one side, and the whole army with Thanos on the other side.
Yeah,
and then you hear Steve on your left.
Dude,
another throwback.
When I heard that, I was like, nah, we're not doing this, are we? And
every time I hear that, it's just, it's like, no, he's here.
Bro, how have they done it?
How have they done it?
And then the portals open, the Doctor Strange portals open up, and we get the whole crew back. Plus, numbers as well.
Oh, bro, numbers.
Numbers, people from Asgard or New Asgard, people from, all the
Wakandans.
All the Wakandans, all the what are they called? Sorcerers.
Yeah,
I think wizards. A couple of them are there. Yeah, wizards. Just wizards, Harry Potter's there. He's doing Jigglypuff things.
He's doing Harry Potter Go.
Yeah.
All the Harry Potter Go heads are there.
But that scene will give me goosebumps till the day I die.
Oh, 100%.
I hope that's the scene that I watch on my deathbed.
I was about to say, that's what you'll be watching when you die.
Yeah. This is a movie. Look, arguably, it's not as good as Infinity War. And I think that Infinity War is the better movie.
Yeah, I agree.
This has so many amazing moments that I can never go past this movie, and I could never say that it's a bad movie. I can only say it is one of the best movies I've ever experienced.
Yeah.
And you hear what I said there, Vincent? Experienced. Because this was an experience more than it was.
And you didn't even have smell-o-vision. And it was an experience.
I didn't need it. I didn't need smell-o-vision.
You didn't need it, bro. You didn't need the VR experience. You just needed the experience.
The experience. There's one issue that I do have with the fight, the final battle scene though.
What?
Which is not as much an issue, but it's this is another one of those things where it's I want every character to get good play in movies. And I know that there's obviously not enough time. But I think we saw this with a little bit with Lois Lane in the Justice League. But there's these directors and writers that are oh man, actually we haven't got enough female representation in this movie. Let's give them one bit to keep them satisfied, sort of thing. And there's a scene in which Spider-Man has the Infinity Gauntlet, and Captain Marvel helps him out, and then someone says, "Oh, you're alone, all alone," or no, actually not that. They say something else.
You know, all the female
characters come in for 1 second. They have this cool shot of them all standing there, which was a very cool shot.
That's a cool shot. I really
love
like
that shot.
Yeah.
That's amazing. When
you're just saying you needed more. Well, it was very male heavy,
which is that's how it is. That's how it was.
That's what they've done. They've stitched themselves up from the start.
But also when you see the Wasp doing these ones, locking in that with that weapon on her hand. I was just bro, that's amazing. But I would like to see
that just reminded me of one of the best one. This is probably the reason why I was Rocket Raccoon is hilarious to me, and he's just great character.
Yeah,
he was I lost the only family I ever known. Right when he's talking to Thor in Asgard, I lost everyone. Drax, Quill, Gamora, Groot. The one with the antennas. I was yeah. I was this is goated.
Because that's the audience as well.
That's the audience.
Who's the one with the antennas,
What's her name?
I mean, we know it's Mantis.
Mantis.
But that's hilarious. That's very hilarious. Yeah, he's great. My favorite line of him is when he says to Bucky, can I get your arm?
Yeah, can I get
And he's like, oh, I'm going to get that arm. Like, I just love the fact that he likes taking prosthetics from people.
Oh, he just likes prosthetics.
Like when he gets the dude's leg in the first Guardians of the Galaxy and Peter Quill's like, why did we need this? And he's like...
Oh, that's right. But he's like, okay, I need this, and this man's leg. What do I do with the leg? No, I just wanted it.
And he's like laughing just thinking about what the dude was doing. But back to the thing. There is like a female like only Avengers team. I think it's called A-Force, which like they're such good characters that I'd like to see them in their own space.
Such
and
good characters.
It's good that we're getting a Black Widow movie because she'll be like the forefront.
I'm excited for that.
That's coming out like April.
Like the time, like 6 o'clock, like maybe like 7:30.
Maybe like 7:30.
Far out.
That's coming out in April. So we're getting close.
Bro, this is April's tomorrow, bro.
April Fools, bro. It's tomorrow. Watch out. Oof. Watch out for the scoundrels, man, out there just being like, bro, look at all your tires. I'll put a knife through them. But it's April Fools. You know, they'll do that to you.
Yeah, you can't drive anywhere. I just put Bridgestone Selects. I used the promo code from the
Justice League.
From the Justice League.
From Superman.
From Superman, that's right. And sponsorship.
So, Vincent, I think we need to talk about just that hammer lifting moment. Well, the hammer, sorry, doesn't lift, but it comes into his hands.
Oh, that was amazing.
The swelling of the music.
The other best part of that is he knew. He just like, yeah, this is it.
Yeah.
Like he didn't go to pick it up. It came to him.
Yeah,
and he put his hand out
that's
for
what I'm
it.
saying, bro.
Bro. It's also, I really like Thor, just quickly, when he like gets geared up and his eyes go all like lightning, and there's lightning everywhere.
And he gets like plaits.
Oh, he gets plaits.
He gets plaits.
His braided beard. Fire.
So that the scene, the hammer scene, my favorite bit of that is one when he like grabs it and you're just like, bro, what's going on here?
What's going on?
But then when he swings, when he's running up and then just hits him.
But the best is when he throws the shield and then throws the hammer onto the shield and it hits like Thanos on the back of the head.
Dude, amazing. Oh. But the best is, like, this would just be us for the next 5 minutes.
I was actually just thinking, I said, but the other best thing is like...
Bro, because it's all the best.
All I say is like, this is the best.
Dude, it's goated. We've said this now. It's goated.
Yeah.
Before we get into what's next, I just want to say one thing. This is the first movie out of all of the Avengers movies in which the lines Avengers Assemble is said. Oh,
yeah. That was when all the heads came.
Oh, man.
That was good. Like, even if, like, I was thinking about it, it's not really, like, they've already assembled.
I know.
Well, they've got all the heads there. Like, in context, doesn't matter, but I don't care.
And then they just run in and it's just like, you see Ant-Man like in the background and it's giant.
Yeah.
You see just...
Yeah, because he comes up, he saves some heads.
Yeah, saves some heads. Man. Anyway, let's get into what we think. Because like, they win. Iron Man dies, like, but who'd have thunk?
We're not even going to talk about that because, like, yeah, then you go, like, it's real sad because he started it, but he had to, like, they had to do that.
Yeah,
he started it, he had to end it essentially.
Although I did get chills when he said, "I am Iron Man."
Yeah,
like Thanos said, "I am inevitable."
Yeah, like, that's right, and I am Iron Man. Like, bro, you played him.
Oh man, like you were waiting for him to say that. You had it. You were just like, "Bro, say you're inevitable. Come on,
come on.
I've got the line.
Waiting.
I've got the line."
Yeah, it was a good scene.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it, but yeah, like that's enough of Iron Man.
That's enough of Iron Man.
He's gone. I don't, you know.
Yeah, and you know, Steve Rogers' role is to go back in time into all the spots and put all the Infinity Stones back. So he comes back as an old man. He's just like, he's lived his life. He's found the joy in his life was just living a regular life. Now, I'm assuming that throughout his time, he would have been on some adventures.
Yeah, he's probably like smacking some Nazis.
Oh, dude, he backhand some Nazis.
Backhand some like Zemo types.
Oh, dude, like 1 or 2 Zemo types, he'll deal with it easy. Too easy. But obviously we know that part of it is, you know, what comes next is what we've seen already with Falcon and the Winter Soldier, the handing over of the mantle. And WandaVision. But my question to you, Vincent, is what do you want to happen next in regards to like the big bad? Do you want them to go for the big bad straight away, or do you want them to just build up new characters?
Nah, build up. I want to see like random stories. I want to see Doctor Strange multiverse. I want to see more Spider-Man. I just want to see more Spider-Man. If no one else does any more movies, if there's more Spider-Man, I want to see Spider-Man.
But dude, what we've forgotten is the fact that Blade is set to come out.
What?
That's what I'm saying. In like 2 years ago, like Blade was announced.
Bro, Shang-Chi also.
Shang-Chi.
I'm keen for just random dudes. That's what I'm keen for.
And that's what I'm thinking. I would like it to be go back for even just a little bit to just individual stories that don't cross over. Because to be honest with you, say if Galactus comes, say if the Fantastic Four come into the stories and Galactus comes into them, that's the next big bad. I don't really want Blade involved. I love Blade and I'd love to see him just like killing vampires. I don't want to see him be like, Galactus, you dog. And he's like running at him with a stake, just like trying to stab the bloke. You know? But I want to see Blade and I want to see like multiple movies with Blade in it.
Yeah.
Because I'm not even going to lie. Go back and watch the old Blade movies. Even now, those things are pretty good.
I've never watched them.
Number 2 is like goat tier superhero movie. Number 3 is just like wild, buck wild.
Buck wild.
Yeah, like in the worst, but also the best of ways.
I'll have to go back and watch them.
But yeah,
I'm keen for more contained stories and just random heads.
Bro.
Like, give me some Cyclops.
Oh.
You know?
Oh yeah, dude. Now, yeah, that's what I mean.
X-Men might be.
Yeah, or mutants might be coming in. Or even just like, don't give me Cyclops, give me someone. Don't even give me Wolverine.
No,
don't give me a sniff of Wolverine.
Bro, Hugh Jackman needs a bit of a time to to finish he's finished his role obviously as Wolverine. They need a little bit of time. We don't need any Wolverines for a bit. They also smashed Wolverine too much.
Yeah. And like there were some good things that came out of it.
There was.
Like Logan.
Man, Logan.
Which we can watch at some point.
And Days of Future Past.
But Vincent, this is the time where we tell them whether or not this movie is worth the... Bro, that's not good.
What?
My filming stopped. Hold on a second, fellas. Hold on a second. Nah, that's wild.
What?
Oh, nah, that's wild.
What?
Nah, you're kidding me, bro.
Did it fail?
Bro, it just deleted itself.
No, it didn't.
Dude. I'm not messing about, man. We're 61 minutes in and it deletes itself?
Bro, we're so bad at this. Anyway, is this movie worth it?
Oh,
Not anymore.
I don't care, man.
No.
Bro, like and subscribe. Do whatever you do.
Nah, 100% this movie's worth it. Sign up to Disney Plus for this. I'm just bring it home. I'm just bring it home. Look, everything's in the show notes.
Bring it home.
Instagram, Patreon, Twitter. Give us a follow. We've got YouTube videos. Are you just like filming me now?
I'm just filming you now,
You're just filming me, okay. We got videos everywhere. We got not videos here today, unfortunately.
Bro, that's how I feel.
Hey, that's right.
After Dark's going to be wild.
It is what it is.
It's going to be wild.
It is what it is. All right, so that's all. Patreon. Sign up to the Patreon. We're gonna do content, bro. You give me all sorts of eye movement. I might just have the camera just of you this whole episode because this is going to be interesting. Anyway, that's all. Thank you very much.
Farewell.